I've been living under a delusion. I thought the boss on ZT-S-5 is the Witch King. He has all this shit for a mini-boss though. AoE attacks, crowd controls and teleports. Very unusual. I thought he was the boss. So I brought a squad to burst him as quickly as possible. With some careful setup I killed him before most of the phase 2 enemies spawned. I thought that was it, the stage was over. This is when I discovered that the challenge mode on ZT-S-5 had another hidden boss. These 4 asshole Dwin players. They two-shot all of my operators and killed me. Again and again and again and again. It's been going on like this for 2 days. I thought I had a win a couple of times, but one of these assholes made it through, or the casters on the center killed me instead. This is when a hero appeared. I'm finally done with this. It took literal days. Deep cover is first, of course. We were going to use her mostly to charge the tower, and the tentacles will be used to distract the boss from killing our operators, since we have no real medic. Caper is really good this event. The orb lets her charge up her offensive recovery skills, and because the orb can be right next to her, she doesn't lose any damage from attacking things at a distance. I almost wonder if this orb mechanic was supposed to be part of some 6-star kit, but they scrapped it, since the event has 2 completely separate mechanics. Thanks to the orb, there's zero threat of leaking anything, so the early part is really consistent. The 2 tentacles are here to handle random trash mobs. And now we wait until we have around 40 DP. Ethan uses his skill. We want to use it early so it charges back up later. Then we drop Jaya and Cutter. The reason we use a tentacle there is because Jaya cannot out-heal 3 enemies at once. He can just barely out-heal 2, thanks to the buff he's about to get. If we don't press that, all the enemies get buffed with their stun attacks and insta-kill everything, by the way. Anyhow, we quickly kill them while Jaya heals. The moment the tentacle there dies, we drop Vigna. We don't really need her to kill the enemies, we need her to absorb the debuff the boss has, so that he can't debuff other stuff later. Ethan absorbed the first one, but Caper removed it very quickly. We retreat everyone as soon as they're done with their job. We need them back up quickly. Cora blocks the elites in the center, and Ethan kills the last of the phase 1 trash mobs with his kill. Meanwhile, Caper starts working on the elites. The tentacle with deep cover spawn tanks exactly 3 hits, which prevents Cora from getting hit at all. Retreat the moment the tentacle is down. And now we can see the orb charging Caper again. It really improves her skill cycle. Makes her much stronger than she otherwise would be. Now the boss teleports on Ethan, debuffs him, which damages Quora. You can see the damage effect from this has a really long range. This is why Caper is farther back. She would do more damage to the trash mobs if she was 1 tile forward, but then she would get hit by the boss, and her health is a very limited resource. We use the last song to get attack speed and do a bunch of damage to the boss. Deep cover gets back just in time, and we have a tentacle tanking for our operators. Once again, we cannot afford our boss shooting at our operators. We simply have no way to recover their health, and he has global AoE damage in the second phase. We wait until the boss has almost teleported away, and then we bait with Jaya. That way the boss will use his debuff, but will not kill Jaya. And then we nuke him as hard as possible with the center. We have a tentacle to tank for Quora, but also another tentacle of cooldown. Because when the boss retreats my operators and redeploys them, he actually redeploys them. All the summons get removed, and the summon count gets reset. So deep cover is back to 7 tentacles. Now we wait until the last possible moment to kill the boss. The reason for this is the thing that shoots from the orb. We need to control its position. We wanted to get to the back of the boss, so we can start shooting it as quickly as possible. Otherwise we won't kill the boss in time, and we'll get overwhelmed by the wind players. We kill the boss in the last possible moment. And now we wait until the orb moves again. Jaya isn't retreated because he's going to eat the first debuff. We retrieve the orb a bit early, so it can charge up in time. And the rest of the tentacles are thrown in the middle. They're going to all be reset anyway. You can see Deep Cover has 4 tentacles left, and you notice them go back to 7 once the boss redeploys her. Everyone is damaging them on the top. That's why it's important. If the orb teleported later, the wind players would start getting in the way, and we would run out of time. We must kill the boss before the wind player 7 reaches. If a wind player gets there, it's all over. So to that end, we'll throw a few tentacles to delay them. Vigna is the target, so the moment it starts, we retreat her. And then we deploy Jae. You might be thinking that this is to heal Ethan a bit, or something else. No, it's to heal Caper. Caper will survive the next time the boss uses the AoE skill, but it's important to heal her anyway, because otherwise she'll be left with around 1 health. And when Jae is fighting next to Cutter later, against the wind players, he will waste healing on her. And we can't afford to retreat her at that point because we will need her damage there. So we heal her now, so he doesn't waste his healing later. The moment he's debuffed, we retreat. And now we balance our tentacles. We want to use as many of them on the bottom to slow down the wind players. In the meantime, we need to have one left aside, so Deep Cover doesn't die, since she's 1 hit from death. And we also need to have a couple later, for the final phase. Once the orb teleports, we wait until that wind player gets out of the way. That's why we delayed our orb a bit, and then we start firing. We have a small window before the next wind player gets in the way. If that wind player gets in front of the boss, we won't be able to kill it in time, and we will die. 3 tiles to go. I'm not using Deep Cover skill yet, because I'm hoping to kill the caster in the middle with it. Kill the boss in about the last possible moment, and so far everything was textbook. Now starts the true boss fight against the wind player spam. We push one of them into Cutter's range so she can attack. We need her to charge her skill because her damage is massive, and in the meantime, Caper is going to help out in the middle. Ethan will kill all of the trash, but the casters are dangerous. We drop a tentacle to help with the caster DPS and also protect Ethan's health. We retreat the tentacle so we can push the wind player into Cutter's range again. We always want to have something into Cutter's range, otherwise we lose a lot of damage. Once Deep Cover skill ends, it's time for her to retreat. She's no longer useful. And we drop one set. It is possible to survive the wind players without one set, just off of Jaya's healing. I did do it once, but I died in the center. I kind of got fed up with it on the 4th day, and just started using one set to make this easier. The caster in the middle can heal itself, so it's very difficult to kill. We are kind of lacking in DPS there, that's why we have to rely on Caper. Ethan will take care of everything else. Since it starts damage, it can kill Kuora fairly quickly. Thankfully she has a healing skill, so she can keep herself alive for a bit. And Caper finally got a window to kill this caster, though there is another one left. The 4 wind players are approaching the top right, but Deep Cover is coming back just in time. If they all come at once with full charged attacks, they will simply kill me. There's no chance of survival there, so we need to split them apart. We'll let the first one hit, and delay the second one. If we can kill one of them, we can handle 3 of them. That was my idea here. Jaya has enough health to survive a full hit, so we let the first one come in. We waste the charge on the third one. And the one coming in right now is the only one left with a full charge, but Cutter is at full health, so she can tank it. We can't have 2 wind players on Cutter though, Jaya can't out-heal that. even if they don't one-shot her. So we throw the rest of the tentacles and Vigna in the way to just barely hold them in place, long enough to kill everything. Quora dies in the center, but Ethan manages to clean everything up, and the final tentacle keeps the caster in place. We remove him with Caper, so he isn't any problem. Wind players at the end were awful.